Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Catherine and it is day 12 of Designer December. We are at the halfway mark. So what we've been doing is every day for December all the way through to Christmas. So we're going to give you 24 days of Designer December. We are adding images to the interior designer so you can create all kinds of your own pages. So tangent templates, as you know, we have a whole bunch of pre-made templates here. We've got sort of education, mindfulness, paper games, November, all of the pages that you expect from us. But what we've been doing for December is that we've been improving the interior designer tool, and we've been adding new images to that so you can create all kinds of new designs. A couple of notes about the interior designer. We're also adding small updates to it here and there as we go. Some of you have been coming back to us with feedback saying, hey, I would prefer if we were able to do this in the interior designer. I want this functionality. This didn't quite work the way I expected. If you see anything like that, please send us an email, support@tangent.rocks. The tool is still in beta, so every now and then it's possible you may see something that you go, hang on a minute, that's not quite what I wanted to do. If you see that, please send us an email, support@tangent.rocks. We are working to get this tool as perfect as we can, and it's getting a little bit better each day. So with the interior designer, you can create pages in any of the 16 sizes that KDP supports, any of the 16 default sizes. So there they are. So let's jump in and take a look at day 12. Okay, so what we have added for you today in day 12 is icons. We went icon crazy. So we did give you some icons the other day when we gave you the fitness ones. Today we've given you outdoor icons and map icons. So the outdoor ones are really, really nice. They're really well designed. These are adapted from government icons that are free to use, but we've kind of done a little bit of work on them and improved them for tangent templates. And there are two versions of all of these icons. So let's take a look at them. These are great if you're doing survival journals, hiking, horse riding, traveling, anything like that. These icons are really, really helpful for things like that. And we've given you two versions, which means that, for example, here's like a little aeroplane. And remember, you can rotate these, you can change the color on them, so you can have them like a small icon. And these are really versatile. You can create like a small icon like that, or you can make it super big and use it as something like a watermark like that and put lines in front of it or whatever you want. So you have a lot of ways of using those. And I say you have two versions of these icons because we also have them on a black background like this. So for example, you can there's a little anchor there. You can put these versions in. And these are great if you're making like small journals. You can have these little icons there at the bottom. So these icons look really, really nice in the bottom of a journal page, or where people can circle them or color them, or you can just use them to mark what they should do in a particular space on your book. The other icons that we've added, so these are the outdoor icons. And as I say, you can see there are two sets of these. The regular set there, in fact, this is the same icon, but this is the icon on a black background. So you have the two sets on a white background and on a black background like that. So you can really have fun with these, experiment with those. The other set of icons that we've given you today, the map icons. And these are really nice, clean icons. Let me move some of these out of the way and give it some space. These are really nice, clean icons that just have, I can't remember how many there are. I think there's like 70 of them. But there's a whole bunch of different icons for all kinds of different leisure activities, things you might see on the road. There's even some sort of there's an ice cream, a joypad. These are actually designed for use on a map. So the idea is you would put these on a little map to designate what you can do there. So I guess a joypad is like a video game arcade. There's 3 types of train, which is kind of cool. I think that one's supposed to be a tram. Some of them I'm like, wait, I'm not quite sure what that is. Like this one, I don't know. Is that, I think that's sushi. Oh, that's kind of neat. So there's sushi. Yeah, there's a few food ones in there. There's pizza. That's a basketball net. I like little skull and crossbones. It's really cute. So you can have some fun with these icons. So let's take a look at some pages that I've made using them. So I'm going to go to my save project as it loads up. So let's take a look at a couple of designs that I've created using these icons. So this was one journal page I made, and I guess this would go well in a holiday or a vacation planner. And I made it a country hotel review. I was thinking about if you went and stayed somewhere nice in the country. Like, I don't know, if you're in the UK, you go and stay in the Lake District. If you're in the US, maybe you stay in Vermont or something like that, and you review the hotel that you stayed in. Well, I thought this would be a really nice way to do it. So you could write a review of the food, how the bedroom was, and what you went to see, what sights you saw. And I added a few things to it. I put a bucket list there. So if there's special things you want to do while you're on a trip, you could tick them off there. I also put a little activity wheel here. You can find those in the weekly trackers from a few days ago. They're under images. And this would be nice because you could write in here sort of what you plan to do each day. I don't know, go snorkeling, lie in bed, have a spa. I suppose you wouldn't go snorkeling in the country. Maybe in a swamp. I don't know. I don't do country. That's too far out for me. I like cities and cocktails. And that's pretty much it. So there we go. There's a country hotel review. I did another version of that. I just moved things around and changed the layout slightly. But it's pretty much the same elements that I put in there. And all I did to create these, I did a box with rounded corners, and then I drew another box in here. In fact, I'll show you how I did it. So let's delete this. I'll delete all of those. And what I did was I drew a box up here and used these alignment tools. We've got a bunch of alignment tools that you can use to line up all your boxes, make them the same width, distribute them evenly so there's like even gaps between them. And what I did was I chose rounded corners. Then I went and got my icon. Which one did we have? No, it was the outdoor icon with the bed, which is there. And then I made that small, put that in the corner. I'm going to make that black. And then to get the lines, what I did is I drew another box and I put the box here. Make sure it goes to where I want the lines to be. And then I chose college rule here. So I just selected college rule. I'm going to get rid of that line at the top. And then I select these lines. That one. And then I just stretch those out like that. So you can see what I did there. And in fact, I'm going to get rid of that line. So I can put, if you have a hard time grabbing anything, if you've layered things on top of each other like that, all I did there was I selected send back to put the box at the back so I could grab this one here. And I'm going to copy that and paste those dots up here. And I got the dots, those actually came from the ratings folder of images, which is there. So you have a lot of ways of doing these ratings. We've got stars, hearts even. So you can really theme your journals like this. If hearts are more suiting to your journal than dots or stars, then you can absolutely use those instead. For the date, again, I just did a box with rounded corners. Someone asked me to make a date capsule, which I'm going to add actually on one of the days here. But if you want, you can actually just draw a line and make... It's pretty easy to make a little date capsule, actually. If you want to put lines on there, you can do that. Just make them small. You can have fun with this. You can, or you could do slashes by using text slashes. So there we go. Oh, let me make that a little bit longer. Yeah, so you can do dates like that. You can add slashes using a text box. So there's a lot of ways to really customize this and make these look how you want them to look. So there we go. That's my country hotel review. A similar page that I made here is an itinerary page. So this assumes you're going on a trip, maybe somewhere international, because you start with your aeroplane. And so you have a space here to put the airport and the time you're leaving the airport, and then also the time you arrive and the airport you arrive at. So you can put your airport information there. Then any connecting travel, you could put the details of it there. Where you're going to stay, your accommodation, you can put the details there. And then you have space to write about any trips you took and give them marks out of 5. So we use the ratings again there. So if you went on a theatre trip, you went to the museum, you had delicious food or delicious drinks and cocktails, you can write your rating in there and rate it out of 5. So lots of ways to use these icons. They're really, really fun for decorating your journals like this. Another thing I did, they're really, really fun for kids. So you can use them for games. You can make I Spy or Snap or different types of games with these. I made a bingo game there. So I did road trip bingo. I put all the icons there and you've got sort of your score and how long it took you to spot everything. And there's some really fun icons there. So I'm sure you can get really creative depending on what kind of bingo game you're making. But it's really good for car games, outdoors, anything like that. And you can see here how I used one of these icons as a watermark. So I made it really, really big and I did center back and I used this light fill. So if you use a dark fill, that's going to look really wonky. So I used a very light fill and I did center back so it's behind everything else on the page. But you can use all the images in here as watermarks, which is great because if we go back to our pages and add another page, you can even just do like writing paper over these. If you were making a travel journal, for example, it would be really, really easy to just go and get like an aeroplane, make it super big, turn it around perhaps, and put a fill there. And then what we could do is if we go back to our page where we had the date, we can go and grab that, copy that. We can paste the date there. And we can put a box here, draw the box, and we can add some lines. Okay, I'm going to make it wide ruled. And then you could even add a little icon at the bottom as well. So you can get really creative with this. You can have a lot of fun making writing paper, making whatever kind of journals, planners, ideas you have with these. So I hope you have a lot of fun with these icons that we've added. They mix and match so well with all the other things we've been putting into Tangent templates, with the weekly trackers, with the yearly trackers. These are great for making trackers of anything really. You can use these to track all kinds of things. I mean, you can even get creative and like, I don't know, there's little cocktail glasses there. You could put several of those in the row. And if you were making like a cocktail recipe book, like I just got Isaac a cocktail maker. And one of the things it tells you on all the drinks is how boozy they are. And it gives it a booziness scale out of 5. You could use like these little cocktail icons. You could put 4 of those together and maybe change the color of some of them. So you can sort of mark how boozy your drinks are. If you were making a cocktail recipe book, this would be really fun for that. So you can get super creative with these. They're really, really versatile. You can use them in all kinds of books. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how you're using them. Again, if you have any more suggestions for us for the interior designer, anything else in Tangent templates, we're always listening. We can't promise we'll put everything in. We're doing our best. We're working pretty flat out on this, but we hope you're enjoying it. We hope you're having a lot of fun with these. And we will be back tomorrow with day 13. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.